In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to get your agent to ask you if it doesn't know how to answer a question, and then learn from this experience, saving your answer back into knowledge so it never has to ask again. So if you've seen some of our other videos, you will see me start to put together the pieces of this customer support agent for our fake CRM company, Sparky CRM. So we have Sparky Customer Support. Now this agent has access to two tools. If we jump over the tools, you'll see it has Save Answer to Knowledge. So that's one of the tools that I'll go through in this tutorial, and it has Better Knowledge Retrieval. This is a tool that we have another video out for. It helps you do really effective RAG for these FAQ style customer support use cases using the knowledge table feature in Relevance. So we'll dive into that a little bit in this video as well. But first, let's look at what this agent does. So if we jump into the core instructions, you can see I've given it a role and a procedure. So I've told it you're a highly effective customer support agent for Sparky CRM. You receive questions from users and help answer them. And then I've given it this step-by-step procedure. So when you receive a message, first you check to see if we have an answer in our FAQ table using the Better Knowledge Retrieval tool. Then if you successfully retrieve an answer from that tool, use it to write a friendly answer. But if you don't receive anything, which means that there's not a relevant question and answer in our FAQ database over here, then we don't want the agent to make anything up. Instead, we want it to escalate it to you so that you can help answer the question. Finally, when it receives that answer from you, we want it to save that back to the table so that in the future, it doesn't have to bother you. It will know how to answer that question. Effectively, it's a learn from this experience. So let's break down some of those pieces. As I've just shown you, we have this FAQ table here. It's a bunch of questions and answers. We have 3 pages of them. And this is what the agent will use to try and answer the incoming questions from users. And it does that via this Better Knowledge Retrieval tool. The next thing you'll notice is that I mentioned if it doesn't get an answer from the FAQ table, it wants to escalate to manager. And you'll have noticed that there's no escalate to manager tool in our tool list. So where does this come from? Well, to enable this feature, you go to the Abilities tab. In the Abilities tab, you'll have access to this Escalate to Email or Escalate to Slack channel feature down the bottom. And here you can provide a Slack channel or an email. I've provided this dummy Gmail account I have, which you can see over here. And what this will do is when it doesn't know how to handle a situation, it will ask you for help and it will ping you wherever you've added an email or Slack channel. So I'll show you how that works in a second. Once you set up an email or Slack channel on this abilities page, you will then have access to the Escalate to Manager tool via the slash menu. So let's see the agent in action, and then we'll walk through some of the cool new pieces that we've discussed. Here, I've run a session already just to show you what a normal flow would look like. So the users ask, is Sparky CRM supported on mobile? The agents use the Better Knowledge Retrieval tool, and it's got an answer. Yes, Sparky CRM is mobile supported. That's because over here in the table, we have a bunch of questions and answers and it's able to do so. Happy days. But what if I create a new task and I ask it a question it doesn't know how to answer? Something that I know is not in that table. So for example, does Sparky share any of my data with advertisers? So there's not a Q&A that's relevant to this in the table. Sparky Customer Support will kick into action. It will try to use the Better Knowledge Retrieval tool to find an answer. You can see it's plugged in the question from the user, but we'll see now this tool's not able to answer the question. There's no useful information in the FAQ table. So what we see the agent do is escalate. Sparky Customer Support has escalated a task to you, and it said the user's concerned about their data privacy and wants to know if Sparky shares any of their data with advertisers. So I can click this highlight link message button to show me where this escalation has come from. So the user's question. And then I can actually provide instructions, teach the agent how to handle this situation. Now, what you'll also notice is if I go over to the email that I specified, I've received this email. Your action is required for Sparky Customer Support's task, data privacy concerns. Here you can see, again, I couldn't find an answer. The user's concerned about data privacy, and it provides me a link directly to the session that we're talking about. So I can jump into the session. I can do that maybe on mobile, and here I can type in instructions. No, we never share any data with third parties. So I can reply. Sparky Customer Support's going to kick back into action, and you'll see straight away that what it's done is it's saved that answer to knowledge. So it's plugged in the question, does Sparky share any data? And it's plugged in the answer, no, we never share any data with third parties. So how does this tool work? Let's dive into it. You can see it has two inputs as we just saw, question and answer. I've provided descriptions here to help the agent know what to put into those inputs. So the question that the user asked and the answer provided by your manager. And then it's just one simple step in our tool builder, insert data to knowledge. So here I've selected the knowledge set that I've been showing you that has all of those FAQs, and I'm inserting a JSON array. So when you add data to our knowledge sets or pull data from our knowledge sets, they come in the form of JSON arrays. Put one object in this array that has a question key and an answer key. The way I get those keys is by looking at the table and looking at the columns. So question and answer has to be exactly what you specify here. And then I'm plugging in with the double curly bracket syntax, the two user inputs that we see above. So obviously for answer, I'm plugging in our answer user input, and for question, I'm plugging in our question user input. So if I change these variables to something like user question, you can see that it's now plugging in the user question at the question key. Really important to understand. This is the column in the table, and then this is the value we're going to add to that column, which is in this case, the curly brackets input from up here. Fantastic, really simple tool. And now what's been able to happen is in our agent session, it's taken our response, it's saved that back into our knowledge table, and then it's provided a response for the user. Thank you for your patience. I can confirm that Sparky does not share any details with advertisers or third parties. What's really cool about this is now if in the future someone asks a similar question, let's say they ask, hey bro, do you share my data with anyone? Now it's able to run better knowledge retrieval, and what we'll find is it's able to actually get an answer from our FAQ table. Do you share my data with anyone? No, we never share any data with third parties. And that's because if we go over here and look at our FAQ table and we go to the last page, you'll see that there's a new row. Question, does Sparky share any of my data? No, we never share with any third parties. That's what was inserted by our save answer to knowledge table. And now our agent's actually able to answer this question without having to escalate anymore. So hopefully that was really helpful. Thanks so much for watching.